In 2 Kings chapter 5, a wealthy and influential Syrian general called Naaman visits Israel. And he visits the prophet Elisha seeking healing because he suffered with leprosy. Elisha tells him to wash in the Jordan River 7 times, which he eventually does, and God miraculously heals him. After his healing, he comes back to Elisha and he makes a proclamation of faith. He makes this powerful commitment to worship the God of Israel alone. And then he asks for 2 things. First, he asks for soil, because he believed that God was only the God of Israel, and so in order to worship him, he would need to be on Israelite ground. And secondly, as a Syrian general, he would need to go into the temple of the Syrian god Rimmon from time to time. And he asks that God would forgive him for all the times that he would have to take part in these ceremonies. Reading this story in hindsight, we know that his presumption that God is the God only of Israel is wrong. And his request to take part in the rituals of the false god Rimmon is also against the commandment of God. But instead of correcting him, making sure that he understood that God was sovereign over the whole earth, and making sure that, he knew that it was against the commandment of God to worship any other idol, Elisha simply says, "Go in peace." And to be honest, I can't help but think why. For Elisha, what was more important than getting his theology 100% correct or making sure that he understood God's laws is Naaman's pure declaration of faith. For now, his declaration of faith was enough. And Elisha trusted that God would finish the work that he started in Naaman's life and eventually bring correction. He didn't want to overwhelm Naaman's young faith, and he gave it space to grow. And so today my prayer is that we may have wisdom like Elisha, to discern when to correct someone and when to trust the process and give them space to grow.